A young waitress notices an elderly biker sitting alone, clearly being harassed and mocked by a group of loud teenagers inside the diner. Their laughter grows cruel, their words sharper, and the old man's hands begin to tremble as he grips his coffee cup. Other customers look away, afraid to get involved, and the staff hesitates, worried about causing trouble. In that moment, the waitress faces a quiet but powerful choice: remain silent to protect her job, or step forward to protect a stranger's dignity. Without hesitation, she walks over to the table and firmly tells the teens to stop. Her voice is calm but unshakable as she makes it clear that their behavior is unacceptable. She places herself between the bullies and the elderly biker, offering him reassurance and respect. The diner falls silent as everyone watches, surprised by her courage. The teenagers scoff and complain to the manager, accusing her of overstepping her role and disturbing paying customers. Even as the manager approaches, the waitress does not back down. She explains that no one deserves to be humiliated, especially someone old enough to be treated with respect. Deep down, she knows this decision could cost her job, but her conscience leaves her no other option. By choosing humanity over rules and fear, she restores the elderly biker's dignity, reminding everyone present that true character is revealed in moments when doing the right thing comes at a personal cost. The manager storms out from behind the counter, his face tight with anger and embarrassment. Instead of addressing the cruel behavior of the teenagers, his focus locks onto the waitress. In a harsh, dismissive tone, he accuses her of disrupting the business and upsetting customers. The entire diner goes quiet as he loudly reminds her that her job is to serve food, not to play hero. The injustice of the moment hangs heavy in the air. The waitress tries to explain herself, calmly stating that she only stepped in because an elderly man was being bullied and humiliated. She points out that the teens were causing the disturbance, not her. But the manager cuts her off before she can finish. He claims the diner cannot afford complaints or bad reviews and insists that she crossed a line by getting personally involved. His words sting more than she expects, especially because they ignore the basic truth of what just happened. Without any warning or private discussion, the manager makes his decision on the spot. He tells her she's fired and orders her to remove her apron and leave immediately. A few customers gasp in disbelief, while others lower their eyes, ashamed they didn't speak up. The waitress feels her chest tighten as she unties her apron with shaking hands. Humiliation, shock, and sadness wash over her all at once. As she walks out of the diner, her head held high despite the tears in her eyes, she wonders if doing the right thing was worth losing her livelihood. Yet even in that painful moment, she knows she would make the same choice again. Her brave act may have cost her job, but it did not cost her integrity, turning an act of courage into a heartbreaking but deeply meaningful consequence. 2 hours later, just as the diner settles back into its usual routine, the low rumble of engines begins to echo down the street. At first, it sounds distant, almost like thunder, but within minutes the noise grows louder and impossible to ignore. Customers glance toward the windows, confused and uneasy. Then they see them. Motorcycles lining up one after another, stretching far beyond the parking lot. Dozens turn into hundreds. Bikers of all ages arrive, leather jackets worn with pride, patches stitched with stories of long roads and shared brotherhood. They park calmly, not in anger, but with purpose. The elderly biker, who had quietly made a call after leaving, watches from across the street, emotion filling his eyes. Word has spread quickly through the biker community about what happened, and about the waitress who chose courage over comfort. The bikers enter the diner respectfully, filling every table. One by one, they order meals, thank the staff, and ask a single question: where is the waitress who stood up for one of our own? The atmosphere shifts from fear to awe as the message becomes clear. This is not a protest, it is a show of gratitude and unity. Soon the manager realizes the weight of his decision. What he dismissed as a small incident has turned into a powerful statement. Outside, more engines continue to arrive, their presence impossible to ignore. In that moment, it becomes clear that kindness creates ripples far beyond what we can see. The waitress's bravery did not end at the diner door. It inspired hundreds to stand together, proving that good deeds are never forgotten, and true humanity always finds its way back.